Hello Isopod fans, this is Wally Kern with Supreme Isopods. Welcome to another video on Isopod setup reviews. This is going to be a very interesting one. This is from YRS Troy, and be ready to buckle up your seatbelts.
The Isopod vlog.
Hey everyone, I wanted to wish everybody a happy Father's Day. We're taping this, we're recording this on Father's Day. I have three amazing young men as sons, and I'm expecting to have a very happy Father's Day as well, and wanted to wish everybody out there a happy Father's Day as well if you're watching this on Father's Day. I also wanted to thank everybody that's submitting these videos to me for these Isopod setup reviews. A lot of great information is going out there. I hope I'm helping everybody with their Isopod setups, and with this one specifically today, I hope that I add a couple of pieces of information that can help Troy build this Isopod setup to be a little bit better. If you have an Isopod setup that you'd like me to review, go ahead and send me about a 1-minute video to either Wally Kern or Supreme Gecko on Facebook, and give me some information on the Isopod setup, when it was established, how big of a container. Tell me a little bit about the substrate, how often you mist, how you keep the enclosure moist, what foods you're feeding, are you using calcium, do you have any issues with the Isopod setup as it is, if you want something specific in there, and again, try to keep everything about a minute's worth. So let's go ahead and get into today's video.
My zebra pill bug 16 quart plastic bin setup with ventilation, 3 sides, right here, and right here.
I told you this was going to be a wild ride. If you're submitting in a video to me, a couple of things that you want to remember is lighting. Make sure that we can see all the elements of the enclosure, the isopods themselves, some of the details about the enclosure, and also try to keep your camera still panned from one side to the other. Show all of the everything that's going on in the enclosure, but make sure that you do it slowly so that it's not so hard to follow by the viewers. From a setup review, this is Armadillidium maculatum zebras, and they do like it a little bit drier in their enclosure, so we'll follow that along in this video. Let's keep going.
Mist down every side now and then. Got a few pill bugs, doobie roaches too.
We're going to stop it right there. He said that, Troy said that he has a few of the pill bugs. That's the zebras. I see the dubia in there. I'm not sure why you're keeping the dubias in with the isopods, but I will warn that eventually you should get some predation from the dubias to the zebra isopods. But more importantly, you'll probably get those dubias eating any of the babies from the zebras that you get at all. You say that you mist down the enclosure on both sides. I'm an advocate for more watering one of the sides than misting the entire enclosure. If you're misting 2 sides, that's not so bad, but it's just better for the zebras if you water one side. They just don't like to be misted at all. Let's keep going.
I use live oak leaves from outside. I boil them just in case. Got this decaying wood, mold sometimes show up on it.
Looking good so far. You've got a lot of leaves in there. I really like that. You mentioned that you're boiling these leaves. I'm not a big fan of boiling leaves. I'd rather put the leaves in a black bag, put them outside in a warm sun for a few days and let them cook a little bit. That kills any of the contaminants, millipedes or any bugs in there that you don't want in your isopod enclosure. Sometimes people will say don't boil, don't bake leaves because that takes away the good bacteria that's growing in the leaves. My feeling is that if you bake them, you're starting off with a good decaying leaf that the isopods can start eating right away without having any issues in your isopod setups. The substrate doesn't look damp. It looks good. Again, this is the hardest thing for me to tell is how moist that substrate or any kind of a moist area is. That's one. And being able to comment on that. But it looks like this substrate is dry enough for these zebras. You mentioned the wood, the decaying wood. That's great. You mentioned mold on the wood, but that mold is really lichen, and that's really, really good for an Isopod setup like this. Looking good so far. Let's keep going. Again, viewers, if you submit an Isopod setup review like this, if you could hold your camera a little bit stiller. And Troy, I'm not picking on you at all on this. It just gets to be a little bit difficult to watch if it's zooming back and forth. But really, this Isopod setup looks really, really good. I don't have any issues with it at all. Again, the substrate, if it's moist on one end and drier on the other end, I think that you're doing good. A lot of good leaves, a lot of good decaying wood. You don't mention what foods you're feeding. Armadillidium maculatum zebras like a higher vegetable content in their diets. So feed pumpkins and squash and zucchinis, things like that. And also try to supplement with some other type of food, like a flake food, something like that. I don't see any calcium in this setup. That's a little bit of a concern. Make sure that you have calcium in there somewhere. You can do that with calcium carbonate, eggshells, or even cuttlebone. Overall, I would give this Isopod setup maybe a green-yellow grade, meaning that I don't see any issues with this. You're probably not going to see many babies in this setup because of the dubias, but overall, it looks really good. Thank you, Troy, for submitting the video today. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe and hit that notification all. Thanks again for watching.